button.
Hello everyone, Lydia Alverson here, back again with another video. This time I'm actually trying something a little bit different today. You'll notice something a little different. See, I figured I would start playing around with the QuickTime Player application on my Mac. I'm using the new 2018 MacBook Air running iOS 10.14.2. And it's so far, I really enjoy this computer. But I just haven't gotten around to playing with a QuickTime Player much. I was just kind of just checking it out. But I thought today I would go ahead and upload a video. So this time I'm going to... Oh yeah, and now I have a whole new way of bringing you demonstrations on how I use an iOS device with VoiceOver. You might remember in my last video I actually had a black screen because I had an audio demonstration and I ended up having to screen record it. So, yeah, that was sort of a nightmare, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, now I've got QuickTime Player, and hopefully this works out. Because last time I actually did just a regular screen recording once, and I've tested this out, and I'm glad I did, because when I uploaded it to YouTube, the sound was muted, so that didn't really help at all. So, anyway, hopefully this works out a little bit better for us. So, anyway, I'm just gonna get right into it. Today I'm gonna do a quick demo on how I read the Bible using VoiceOver. Yes, I know this is gonna have a little bit of religious content. Just keep that in mind if you guys are okay with that. And for this demonstration, I am using an iPhone 6s Plus running iOS 12.1.1. So, mainly I just want to focus today on how I read the Bible using the VoiceOver screen reader. Now, I have to admit, when I first got this app back in 2014, I believe, I wasn't really sure about I didn't really think about accessibility at the time, but over time I realized now I'm actually glad I'm able to use it. So, it's a pretty good app to use. I do have a King James electronic Bible in that drawer I have as a backup. But, this works pretty good too. So anyway.
Music and other audio folder. 8 apps.
I'm gonna go ahead and go into,
Opening music.
Go ahead and navigate to my Bible app.
Music and blind bargains. GarageBand. Bible.
And I'm gonna go ahead and open that. And I simply double tapped.
Friend requests. Button.
And now I am on the home tab of the YouVersion Bible app. Now, do keep in mind that I'm not going to go into too much detail about this application. If you would like me to, please feel free to comment down below. And I'll try to post this on Facebook when I get the chance. So, my main focus today, like I stated earlier, was I just wanted to show you all how I read the Bible with VoiceOver. So, I'm going to go ahead and go to put my VoiceOver focus on the Read tab.
Read tab 2 of 5.
Which is the second tab from the left. And as you can see, there's for sighted users, I believe there is a box that goes around the item that you selected. So to activate this, I'm just going to go ahead and double tap on this.
Related videos. Button.
I'm not so sure what that's for.
Chapter. John 1. Button.
And by default, I think it's usually on John chapter 1. I'm not sure why that is. But I'm going to show you how I can navigate this section. So if I double tap here,
chapter. Cancel. Button.
This takes me to where I can choose which book I want, what chapter I want to read, and what verse to start on. Now, do keep in mind, by default, the verse picker is disabled. You would have to enable it through the reader settings. And I'm currently using the NABRE version. And this one, unfortunately, you can only use with the internet. which is a shame, but, you know, you gotta, you know, it is what it is, I guess.
Books. Heading.
So I'm gonna go ahead and go to books. Oh, actually, that's a heading.
History. Button.
That's a history of all the chapters and verses you've read so far.
John. Picker item. Adjustable. 50 of 73. Swipe up or down with one finger to adjust the value.
Sorry, I temporarily paused speech there. But the voiceover hint pretty much explains it all. Now, before in the previous updates, I don't know when they fixed this bug. I'm not so sure when they fixed this, to be honest with you. But before, this was all in a list, and you had to scroll around to find the verse and chapter you want, or you had to keep, or for us voiceover users, we had to, you know, I would have to swipe, just to keep swiping to the right just to find the book or chapter I wanted, and then double tap on it to select it, which was pretty difficult. This method, I'll tell you, is a little bit easier. Now the pickers actually work. So, well, actually, I shouldn't say work, but they're more intuitive to use now. So, all I can do now is basically swipe up or down to go between this list. So if I swipe down,
Luke.
That takes me to the book of Luke. Now if I swipe back up,
John.
Takes me back to John. But of course I want to go to the book of Luke because of the holiday season coming up.
Luke.
And there we go. And that's the book I want. If I flick to the right.
Introduction. Picker item. Adjustable. 1.
There's the introduction to what to expect when you read this. I'm going to go ahead and flick up.
1. 2.
And I flicked up a couple times to get to Luke chapter 2.
1. Picker item. Adjustable. 1 of 52.
And I just swipe right to
Swipe up or down with one finger to adjust.
And I just swipe right to get to the verse picker. Like I stated earlier, this is disabled by default. You do have, like I said, you have to re-enable it, or rather, you have to enable it through the reader settings. And I am good where I'm at right now, so I can just flick right one more time.
Go to Luke 2. 1. Button.
And I can just go to what I just chose.
Related videos. Button. Chapter. Luke 2. Button.
And there I am.
Version. Never. Button.
And by the way, I'm just swiping through these.
Reader settings. Button.
And this is the reader settings I just talked about a second ago. And if you guys are interested, I will try to... I can't really do a good demonstration, guys. But yeah. So if I flick to the right one more time.
The birth of Jesus.
And of course, like, some of these have headings, which is pretty nice. So, if I swipe right, or I'm just going to have it read continuously for a second, and I can do that by doing a 2-finger flick down.
The birth of Jesus. 1. In those days a decree went out from Caesar Augustus that the whole world should be enrolled. 2. This was the first enrollment, when Quirinius was governor of Syria. 3. So all went to be enrolled, each to his own town. 4. And Joseph too went up from Galilee from the town of Nazareth to Judea, to the city of David that is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and family of David. 5. To be enrolled with Mary, his betrothed, who was with child. 6. While they were there, the time came for her to have her child. 7. And she gave birth to her firstborn son. She wrapped him in swaddling clothes and laid him in a manger, because...
Okay, you kind of get the idea from there, but that's pretty much all there is to that. And by the way, I did a 2-finger single tap to pause speech. And so that's all there is to it. If you guys would like to see more demonstrations like this in the future, please feel free to like and subscribe. I do have more Mac demonstrations coming up. I did upload a brief demonstration on how VoiceOver works on the Mac. I didn't want to go into too much detail, but if there's a specific application that you're interested in, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be asked, by family and friends, how do you use the internet? How do you navigate the internet? I'll be sure to do that demonstration sometime in the future. With that being said, thank you all for watching.
It is 10 o'clock a.m.
And I will see you all in the next one.